Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing Flight Academy video brought to you by Out of Art Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and today this is episode 5 from season 9 of Flight Academy. We have the Battle of the Bens today. We have Ben on our left running the Empire and Benji on the right is running his Scum list. This is going to be a fantastic game. Both these players are very well versed in their factions, so really interested to see what they're going to do here. Both coming off of solid runs in previous seasons. Empire Ben is our current reigning champion, so looking to see if he can reclaim that title for an unprecedented 4th title. And Benji on the right with the Scum, he is a previous winner as well, so he's looking for his 2nd title. But 2 great lists on display, sheer power and determination with the Empire in our most expensive ship in the series, with Rear Admiral Chiraneau at 8 points. Now, if you do want to see all the lists, they are in the description below. We also have in the playlist the rules, format and list build video, which goes through all of the lists in detail with all the upgrades and a little bit of flavour from us about how we feel they're going to do. But some great lists out there and I do love this. These 2 builds, I mean the Academy TIE Pilot, it's great to see it, but also Star Viper on the board with Dalen over us, that is going to be so much fun to see. But slightly cagey start to the match so far. Chiraneau and the Academy just moving up slightly. Dalen keeping back for now, and Afra looking to get a good run in on the middle. Now the scenario for this game is Ancient Knowledge, so that is obviously taking the point, getting that condition card, either keeping hold of it and scoring points or using it as what we basically class as a super calculate. But it looks like the Academy has taken that point in the middle, which I think is a great option there because that looks like it's in prime position for Dalen to take. And unlike Scramble, where you can retake an objective that your opponent's taken, you can't do that in Ancient Knowledge, so grabbing it whilst you can, always good. And Afra has also picked one up at the top there. Afra's got a great set of upgrades on her, so she's not too bothered about taking that point because she has some serious action economy with Han Solo, Rookcast and her own ability that is just something else really. So looking forward to seeing how that actually plays out here, but that was quite a short move from Dalen. Possibly a little bit concerned about where Chiraneau is going to go, and that is the big power move there from Chiraneau. He is zipping straight down the board. Will that be another objective cap? Yep. As expected, an objective capture there. Ben, knowing that he's got a lot of health on that Decimator, happy to not be so worried about having to reinforce. But he has got the range 3 shot on Dalen. Looks like it was unobstructed. And that looks pretty good. That looks like 2 hits and a focus. Gonna spend Vader for 3 full hits into Dalen there. And a lot of paint there, so a lot of nothing happening to Dalen over us. Exactly what Benji would like to see there. Saving that focus as well, so he can go straight into the Academy. Ooh, that looks like not a great roll. Hit crit there from Dalen into the Academy. a lot of blanks there, going to be taking that damage onto the Academy there. In fact, I think that might have actually just been 2 hits on the Academy. Yeah, 2 hits, sorry. We're having a few issues with the dice cams on the night, so rather than trying to cause issues, we just sort of went with roll on the table. But Ancient Knowledge was spent by the Academy pilot, so only taking the 1, no half points, does mean that neither player is potentially going to score 2 points at the end of the round, but Afra looks like she is now going to see if she can actually finish off that Academy. There's actually some of the players, it's the first time they've actually done the Ancient Knowledge mission, so as we're playing, we're sort of running through them. But here is the crazy shenanigans. So Han Solo getting the red focus, Rookcast giving the strain. Oh, 5 dice, and that is going to be the Academy down. I've said it so many times, green dice are awful, and they have just let Ben down. Something rotten there. I mean, it's only the Academy tie. It's only 2 points, but that is a gun off the board and a potential scoring piece as well. So that is very unfortunate there for Ben, but the Decimator comes out unscathed. Both get a point for the objectives, and crucially, both get to keep hold of that as well. Now, Ben either needs to hope that Benji spends a Ancient Knowledge to reduce the amount he's got there to try and score those 2 points, but it's going to be tricky. Oh, and some lovely manoeuvring from Dalen there, utilising the barrel roll shenanigans of the Star Viper. I absolutely love seeing the Star Viper on the table. Such a cool looking ship, and I love that barrel. It can make for some tricky shenanigans, but looks like Decimator is just moving on down the board at the moment. Yeah, just going back to that Han Solo Rookcast interaction. So obviously, Han Solo Gunner for Scum allows you to get a red focus at the start of the engagement. Rookcast, after you form a red action, you may gain 1 strain token. While you form an attack, if you are strained, you may change one of your blank or focus results to a result, which is just insane. So very, very efficient there at the cost of a strain, but if you can get the damage through, and with Afra being an I3, most other ships in this are shooting before Afra, so the strain, as long as she does a blue maneuver, the strain isn't necessarily going to have much effect. But I think we're just having a look at the target lock possibilities there for Rear Admiral Chiraneau. Oh, that's a really unfortunate roll there. 2 blanks and an eye from the Decimator. As I said, sticking all those guns on your ship doesn't necessarily mean it's actually going to hit. It's just more guns for it to not hit with, and that is a really cool looking Decimator with the Predator Annihilator from Warhammer turret on top there. But that is 1 going through on Afra there. Strain gone. Now, Dalen is going to have a range 3 shot. Oh, unfortunate. Just one, but the Decimator with its 1 evade dice actually evades there. And range 3 from Afra. Already stressed, it can't Han Solo. So just the 1. And again, the Decimator with the very rare 1 evade is evading. What on earth is this all about? Honestly, roll, if you want to succeed with green dice, roll fewer of them. You will evade more shots that way. But 2 points to 4 in Benji's favour, and that is Afra on the rock there. That is not ideal. And that's 2 shields down on Afra. No action. It was a bit of a tricky spot for her to be in. There wasn't really... She could have gone straight, but it would have made it very difficult to get past. At least this way she has cleared the stress. So can still... has full access to her dial next turn, which is going to be helpful. But there is an objective capture from Dalen. If Ben isn't able to force Benji to spend that, the points are going to start racking up quite quickly. That looks like it's probably going to be a range 3 shot. Obstruction is going to be very interesting to check. I think that could be obstructed. Nope, not going to be able to hit Afra from there, which is a shame. But that is a range 3. Looks like maybe they called it unobstructed. So that's 2. It looks like at least 3 results there. That is 2 blanks, an evade, and a focus. Spending the ancient knowledge for 2 evades. So just 1 shield down on Dalen there. Looks like we've got a hit and 2 crits. So definitely worth spending that ancient knowledge to not take all of that there. And so it looks like, yeah, it is obstructed to the Decimator. Oh, that is a really poor roll. And the Decimator evades again. Who gave this Decimator the good green dice? That is absolutely insane. But after spending that ancient knowledge, only 1 point apiece there, 3 to 5 in Benji's favour. While it's great to see Admiral Chiraneau evading all over the place, still not getting enough damage through at the moment though. Chiraneau needs to get in there, needs to at least get half points on potentially Dalen to level those points out. Ideally, half points on Afra would be better because that is an additional point, but Dalen is now shields down, locked by Chiraneau, so this could be the perfect opportunity to try and take him out. Kind of anticipate a too hard from Chiraneau when we see where Afra is going to end up. So off, looks like cleared the rock, but takes damage from bumping into Dalen there. That's 3 points of damage in the last 2 turns from the rock and from Dalen bumping, so unfortunate. Now, is Dalen going to do a one hard round? I'm genuinely curious as to where Dalen is going to go now, because he's not in a bad position. Okay, so unsure how Afra's getting the reinforce there if she bumped into Dalen. There is the one hard to capture that objective there. Could have gone for that one or the one behind. Either or doesn't matter because Chiraneau cannot grab an objective because it already has one. But yeah, here is the two hard. This is where it's going to be very bad for Dalen now. Got the lock there. Anticipate a reinforce. Yeah, reinforce there to trigger Chiraneau's ability. Most likely. I'd be interested to see if he's got Afra at range 2. I would say Vader Afra, shoot Dalen. But we have Vader Dalen at this point, taking down 3. Could actually be the right idea to see if you can take Dalen off the board. Being a bit greedy, see if you can get half points on Afra and take Dalen out, but so got the lock. So it looks like we've got hit, crit, focus. So 2 hits and a crit. Using Rear Admiral Chiraneau's ability, that is 3 hits and a crit. That is 2 blanks and a focus, even with Ancient Knowledge. That is Dalen Oberos down. So again, I think if we'd have potentially half pointed on, if you'd have got that addition, Vader Afra, half pointed there, this could be a very different game. It's still looking really good for Ben though. It's now 7-5. Dalen is off the board. Han Solo has been used. Again, I don't think that should have been. I don't think the reinforcement should be there, but it's absolutely fine because the reinforce hasn't actually come into effect. But that is 2 damage onto Chiraneau, another point each, 8-6 in favor of the Empire. And now it is just 2 large base ships passing side by side to unleash the broadsides on each other, just like pirate ships. And I am all here for it. That, I believe, was Contraband Cybernetics triggered there. Yeah, Contraband Cybernetics triggered from Afra. Oh, that is disappointing. Afra landing on the gas cloud, getting an ion there. Oh, that is incredibly unfortunate. 2 hard would have been so much better there. I could see what Ben was trying to do. He was looking to have a lot of shenanigans. But you are on a gas cloud. You have not cleared that. Unfortunately, no actions, which does mean that what Ben G was looking to try and do was Contraband Cybernetics and then use Han Solo again in the engagement. step. But Chiraneau is able now just to take over quite considerably here. I think we definitely still have arc from the side. Chiraneau's arc is left-right. Target lock there. I am always... When it comes to Ion, locking is always an interesting one. I'm not sure if you can lock one on a gas cloud. Let us know in the comments. We probably would have looked this up by then, but let us know in the comments. Can you lock a ship that's on a gas cloud? I don't believe you can. But you can Vader a ship on a gas cloud, which is going to put it up to half points. And that looked like a direct hit there onto Afra. Lots of damage. Afra is knocked out, weapons failure, sorry. So Afra down to 2, but more importantly, end of the round, point scoring 12-7 in Empire Ben's favour. What a game. It was looking pretty risky when the Academy pilot went down early, but that Decimator, it knows how to roll green dice. That was very impressive. In fact, the only damage it took was in the turn that, other than when Ben hit it right at the end there, was in the turn where it didn't roll any of 8. So someone give the Decimator a green dice and it's invincible. But guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, we absolutely love getting Flight Academy out there, and we have plenty more games to go. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.